In the first video in this series, we looked at how to get to the Tramsheds the easy way. This time we're going to look at how to get there the hard way, essentially going through Annandale and then down to the fish markets and back around Blackwattle Bay. And why would you do this? Well, simply because it's there, the views are really nice, it's a pleasant place to go on a nice sunny day. The people are friendly, and well, if you don't like dogs, there's heaps and heaps of delicious gelato to choose from as well. And I can pretty much guarantee that if you go down there and have a coffee or a gelato, you'll feel smug and happy. So here's the route again, and this is out and back, and it's a slightly different route through Annandale for both ones. But we're leaving the Bay Run and we're going alongside the Hawthorn Canal. And we're going to cross over the Hawthorn Canal, follow the path on the other side, and go down past the... well, if you see these netball courts, you're on the right track, the nice blue netball courts. So go past them, and when you get to this first bridge, we're going to turn left. You've got the dog park and Cafe Bones, etc. on your left. We're going to loop around them and cross over the railway tracks at this light rail crossing. And remember to look left and right and be careful. Now, look over to the right there. See where that lady is? That's a design line, and it seems a lot of designers don't understand what this is. No one wants to use the concrete. They prefer to walk across the grass and make a muddy trail because it's more direct. That out of the way, at this roundabout, we're going to go straight across and up Allen Street. Now, that's quite a steep hill. There's construction at the top. At the moment, there's occasionally some traffic controllers there taking care of things. We're going to cross over Norton Street. Easiest way generally is just go across the pedestrian crossing, and we're back into Allen Street. And we get up to the top, and that's Derbyshire Road. We're hardly on it until we duck into this little laneway, and we cross over Balmain Road. When you come out of there, just for goodness sake, be very careful going across that pedestrian crossing. Hill Street is called Hill Street because it's very hilly. We go down Catherine, and we duck into Moore Street. At this creek, it turns into Booth Street. Nice little hill here, but it's got a cycle path all the way up the side. If you see that, the Annandale Hotel, you're in the right place. Now coming down here, there's some speed cushions, there's some pedestrian crossings, there's roundabouts, so just be careful coming down the hill. And we continue on around here until we turn into Alexandra Drive, and we just duck through that little housing estate. Now, if you want more details on this, we do in fact have a playlist with lots and lots of other videos on this. Now, along here, there's merge points, there's bus stops, there's an open section here where there's no cycleway dividers you've got to watch out for. We've got another merge point coming up with a concrete island and a pedestrian crossing you've got to get around, and don't hit any pedestrians. Another merge point coming, or just went through there. And as we come out through the lights, for goodness sakes, watch out for cars coming out of these side streets. Some people prefer to go out on the road lane rather than stay in the cycle lane. See where that ute just popped out? That's what happens. The sight lines aren't that great, and a lot of drivers don't stop properly and look up the hill for you. We go through the lights, and we're going to turn left into Blackwattle Bay, and we'll slow it down a little bit here. That's where they park the dragon boats, and if you're lucky, you might see some people, uncoordinated people, dragon boating out there on the water. It's not all about the destination. You can stop and enjoy the lovely views along the way and see some interesting stuff like this. Or I guess you could even ride down here if you want to and do some dragon boating. I mean, what the heck? Why not? You know, have bike, will travel, get out and do stuff. Now, essentially you just follow this path around the water, and I'm not going to cut any bits out of it. We'll just do the whole thing. Sorry, it's going to take a couple of minutes. But just be really careful as you're going around here, because there's lots of dogs, there's lots of cyclists, there's prams, there's people in wheelchairs. You know, there's the whole shooting match around here, and the path isn't super wide and it's shared, and there's lots of right-angled turns and blind corners and all of that. So you don't go around here at high speed. Just, you know, amble around, enjoy the view. It's fantastic. There's lots of places where you can, you know, just stop and enjoy the view. If you don't want to go to the Tramsheds and have a coffee, there's actually at least one cafe along here you can stop at. So, you know, don't stress, just relax. Now, it makes it not the fastest trip in the world. Yeah, another dog to watch out for. But, hey, you know, you're not driving, you're on a bike. Relax and smell the roses, and you know, use your bell. You will need it around here. Make sure you got one on. You'll get good value, good value out of it, because there's people just wandering all over the place. There's one of the cafes I was talking about. Oh, I got a frog in my throat now. And the path changes a lot. The surface changes quite a lot, and you can see here it goes wide, narrow kind of thing. So, make sure you don't drop off the edge into the water, because I guess it could happen. Because, again, we've got another blind corner coming up here. Dogs everywhere, cyclists going in both directions. Just be on the brakes, be ready to stop, and it'll all be good. Now, this was taken on a weekday, I think. It was a weekday. On a weekend, on a nice day like this, it can be just heaving with people. Maybe, sometimes not the best place to actually come around, because you can be better off just getting off your bike and walking. You'll also find that some people come down here with their dogs. It's all off leash. They won't be paying attention particularly to what their dog's doing, so you need to pay attention yourself. Now, one little thing to watch out for, when we get to this fork in the road, you might think you can go straight ahead. No, that's pedestrian only. Don't go down there. Just go up here to the left. I don't know why that's pedestrian only, but it is. And it's not the end of the world to just duck up here and take this tiny little detour. Don't ask me why we have to do this, but that's how it's marked on the map. Now, this stuff is pretty rough and horrible. Again, watch out for dogs. You're better off just riding on these brick area on the left. It's the least terrible option. And when we get to the end here, look, there's lots and lots of work going on here at Federal Park. It's all being improved. It's probably going to be fantastic when it's finished. The fences do seem to change from time to time, and the paths, each time I come down, oh yeah, thank you for not spraying me as we went past. But what you want to do is, you see the viaduct over there in the distance. You want to head for that and go under it. Oh, here, watch out for the lip on these temporary path thingies. Nasty on both ends. You don't want to get a pinch flat ramming into those too hard. Anyway, like I said, we're going to go under the viaduct. Just find a path that takes you under the viaduct and you'll be on the right track. And for some reason, I forgot to speed this bit up, and so it's going to go a bit slower and longer. My apologies for that. That's just, lousy and lazy editing on my part. But anyway, we're about to get to the last bit. Look, you can see there's this big housing development up in front. All these people can just walk to the Tramsheds. It's great. And you see a lot of cyclists down here, a lot of kids, a lot of families, because it's only 100 or 200 metre ride across there. So you see there's little kids riding around on bikes with training wheels. And I'm talking kids like 2 or 3 years old. It's a really nice kind of area for this. If you want to drive, there is parking out the front here and also off to our left as well. But tons of bike parking all the way around here. And if you bring your dogs, you can see there's this kind of little kennel thing here you can chain the dogs up to. That is if you don't want to take your dogs to the outdoor area of the cafes, because they're all welcoming for dogs as well. You don't have to chain them up there. That's assuming you can somehow get your dogs there, on the bike or whatever. And you will find, some of the dogs are very friendly and love to, have a scratch and a bit of a pat, and just like strangers, and others, not so much. So just be careful. Anyway, just remember there's the easy way to get there. If you just want to cruise over there, there's a video on that. Go and have a look at that. There's the whole list of videos we've got on how to get to various places. If you like all of this, please subscribe.